Hello, I'm trying to get this figured out here. Welcome. I am back to do another Wednesday noon live. Do you see how I have to make this a habit for me? Which is, I'm sure you probably don't think that I have to make sure I take time out to paint, because I paint all the time, and I do paint all the time. And probably, sorry, I want to take my glasses off. If it wasn't for having classes, I wouldn't be painting like I want to encourage you guys to do. So it's important to take time to do this. And life gets busy, so it's so easy to just go on, think, oh, I'll get back to it. I'll have time to do this, and then you never do. I did that for forever and ever. Always thought I would take time to paint, but it never worked out that way. So once I started my business, I had to take time out to paint, and it's so good. But now it's like I really have to be intentional to just paint. And yes, there is a reason I am painting these. So I'm like, whoops. So this was the first one that I did a couple weeks ago. Was just this little bunch of mistletoe. So all these little paintings I did live, so you can find them under the video section of the Facebook page here. But anyways, the mistletoe, and then I did the pine cone. This one's probably one of my favorite ones that I did. So I have the pine cone, and then last week I did the little sleepy snowman, and today I have another fun snowman in mind that I'm gonna do. So you guys can just watch it. You can come back and paint it. You can share it, whatever you want to do. Hopefully it will just inspire you to come up with some of your own ideas. There's nothing better than homemade, thank you, Teresa, nothing better than a homemade gift or a well thought out gift for someone. And I know sometimes we get so caught up in wanting to buy things for people, which I'm just as guilty. I love, if I have money, man, I'd spend every penny of my money that I could to buy gifts for people. I love gifts. I love buying gifts. And so I understand that. But sometimes just taking time out to do something just very heartfelt for someone that you know that it would mean something to is just almost more meaningful than the fact that you spent a lot of money. And I don't buy gifts just to spend a lot of money. I like to do something that I know that particular person would really think, oh, this is amazing. How did you know? Or whatever. So anyways, so maybe somebody will say, how did you know I wanted a cute little snowman painting like that? But, all right, so I'm going to switch my video or my camera to the overhead. So that way you can just watch me paint for a little bit. So I have a new idea today. This is the paint plate, dry paint. See, nothing on my hand. I just reuse. I also want to kind of show you how I keep painting very simple, because I came from a time in my life where I had like no money at all, and so to even afford to do something like this would have probably been a real luxury at some points in my life. But now it's like, so I know how to not be wasteful, sort of. I know how to do things with as minimum amount of expense as possible. And one is the plastic coated paper plates. Plastic coated, or the coated ones are not plastic coated, rather than the non-coated, are so much better. The non-coated, that paints just soak into when you're trying to mix them. This just kind of has a sheen to it, so it's easier for mixing plates. But I reuse these. I have to make myself throw these plates away. I get so many of them stacked up. But anyways, so and then the other thing is I just mix my own colors, which does save a lot of money in paint supplies, because I don't have to buy a bunch of different colors of paint, and I can create all the colors I want with the 5 colors that I use. So I have titanium white. Let's do a little bit of bright red. Still not sure. I got an idea for my painting. We'll see what I end up doing. My mind gets so creative this time of year with it's just flooded with images of Christmas and when I'm coming up with paintings for classes, it's like my mind gets overloaded with creative ideas, and then I go to bed at night and I can just be exhausted. And then I lay there and I just think of all the things that I need to do with all the creative ideas that I have in my head, and sometimes it takes me forever to go to sleep. And so anyways, I was thinking about this painting last night when I was supposed to be sleeping, and I think I finally did go to sleep because I didn't quite get it all figured out in my head, because I knew that it's like, it'll be okay. I don't need to figure it out tonight. So anyways, we're going to get started, and after I finish here, I'm going to go in and bake some pumpkin pies. I'm sure a lot of you probably have that kind of on your mind, what you're doing for dinner for tomorrow. If you're getting together with people or small group or just an intimate little dinner, I hope that you take time out just to have a time of just being thankful for just the things that God's given you and the things that God's done in your life. Sometimes we can be in the midst of things that it's so hard that sometimes we have a hard time seeing that, but God is always faithful and he's always good, and we don't always understand sometimes, but if you look for things to be thankful for, it does really make a big difference. So anyways, tomorrow is that day. It's been 400 years since the Pilgrim landed on Plymouth Rock, so in 1621. Okay, so let's paint. Let me see. So I'm just going to surprise you, I guess, with my idea, and I'm going to surprise me too to see how it comes up. So anyways, I'm going to do, so my last snowman had more of the warm colors. He was kind of a primitive snowman, which I think this one will be too, but I'm just going to do a different color shading for my snowman for this one. I need a paper towel. Every time I sit here and paint, I think, man, I need to put some WD-40 on my chair. It's just really squeaky. It's a swivel chair and it goes up and down, but it's so noisy. And then I'm sitting here painting when I remember I was going to do that. So sometimes I will change shapes as I go. I mean, I just kind of get an idea in my head of what I want, and then working it out sometimes is a little different. I can change thought midstream. So you can hook your kids up with this too. Let them get some paints out and inspire them. That'd be fun to let them make some gifts. Give them something to do over Thanksgiving break besides videos, and man. Whoop. So this painting that I'm coming up with, I think, is going to end up being in my kitchen for Christmas. Maybe I have any ideas yet what it's going to be. Quiet in here today. I wish I could put some Christmas music on or something. You guys probably aren't quite ready for Christmas music. I've had to shift to the whole Christmas mentality a little bit just because we were getting the studio decorated. Ingrid and I were working on that. Wednesday, I don't know, what is today? I don't even know what day it is. Today is Wednesday. No, was it Monday? I can't even remember. I think it was Monday. Guess it kind of feels like a Friday to me because my son is out of school. Although he had to go in for basketball practice this morning. Hi, Holly. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you. I think I love Thanksgiving just a little bit more. I mean, I love Christmas too. I just got done telling you how I like to buy gifts, but I still like Thanksgiving when we can just focus on just getting together and not have to think about the extra stress of having gifts and all that stuff. We just get to eat yummy food, play games, and lots of laughter. All right, I gotta let that part dry a little bit. I think, hang on. I tell you what, you guys get me painting and then I just can't really quit. It's like I get things I want to do with it and I just really, this is just kind of how I paint. So you're getting a glimpse in how I create stuff, how I come up with things, and how I work through things, how I change things. So I just hope it encourages you guys to do it. Not be afraid of mistakes. Don't be afraid of how it's going to turn out. Because we don't know yet. Okay. Let that dry. I'm going to make the background black like I did the other one. Paint around the edges really quick while I'm letting the top dry. I'm just gonna go, I was just looking at the last one I didn't paint all the way around it because I think I was gonna continue like the side of the face, but I think I'm gonna just go ahead and paint it black. I'll do that probably more than I wrap my image around the sides of these little canvases or whatever canvases I'm using. I like the black edge too. That way if you just display it on a shelf or hang it up or whatever, you just have an edge. It makes it kind of look like it's framed. You don't have to get frames for these little canvases. They're little, these are just some I got I don't think I got these at Michael's, but they're like the ones at Michael's, probably 1/2 inch deep. They make great gifts, especially for kids that like to paint. Get these little mini canvases, and you know what? Once they paint on them and they think, I need more, but they're not doing anything, if they just, they're still in the learning process, you can tell them, you just cover up it and paint it again, paint something different on it. Today I had a new canvas. I think last week was one I had painted on before. Okay. Getting all that black paint now out of this big brush. This is probably my favorite brush I paint with. I have a little brush here that I use, a little round brush, but probably 90% of most of my paintings are just painted with one brush, which this is just a big flat brush, about 1/2 inch, just for the size that I use. And it just is very versatile with once I've learned to use it. I don't really need a lot of brushes. I used to do so many brushes, and then I hated cleaning them out. I was so bad about cleaning brushes, and I would let brushes get ruined because I'd leave to go do something else, probably fix dinner or whatever, take care of kids, and I'd come back and my brushes would be ruined because I just let the paint, dry in them. And so much better about it because I don't usually have a lot of brushes. Well, I do when I teach a class. But, and also what I clean my brushes with is, I have a mixture of Murphy's oil soap and, pulling black off the edge here. But anyways, I use a mixture of Murphy's oil soap and, hi Connie, welcome. Glad you're here. So I use Murphy's oil soap and dish soap that I mix together in a little squeeze bottle, and that's what I clean my brushes out. That way, if the paint did dry for a little bit in there, that Murphy's oil soap will kind of loosen it up. So it works well. All right, now this is where I think I went to sleep last night and I wasn't sure what else I was going to do on this little snowman, but we'll see here what we could do. Trying to think because I had some different ideas. Well, I'm just going to keep painting and then I'll figure it out in a little bit what I want to do, because I wasn't going to do, maybe I could still do button eyes on this guy. I don't know. I'll think about it here. I am really, my mind is just like, okay, what am I going to do here? Really trying to figure this out. We'll see. I'm not sure where it's going to go. You guys will just be surprised, huh? I don't think that's what I want to put there. You know what? I just thought of something else. I'm going to cover that up. I thought of something better to do that I think would be cuter. I'm just trying to think of the things that are in my kitchen. Well, not yet, but my Christmas stuff that I put out in there. I don't know. I want my hat to dry because that's where I was thinking about my next stuff. It's kind of dry. I'm thinking, see, okay, I'm going to just have to spill the beans because I'm not sure what to do. So obviously he's got a little baker's hat on. So I do little snowman, gingerbread stuff, baking stuff, candy canes and stuff like that. Do you think it would look weird? Let's not worry about whether it would look weird. Let's just try it. What about a candy cane nose? That's what I was thinking would be cute. All right, so that's just what I'm going to do. Quit thinking. Quit worrying. And then if it looks funny, and then the eyes should be gumdrops. That's what they need to be. Okay. Sometimes I just have to talk it out. And I could really be using my big brush for this, but that's all right. I am not one that likes doing teeny details. Those just kind of get, I don't know. I'm not very good at it. I think part of it's because my eyesight isn't all that great sometimes. So doing little details sometimes just makes me want to not do that. And I'm not making these very even. They're getting too close together as I get down his nose. All right, I'm gonna let that dry a minute. That way I can go over it. All right, let's do some gumdrops. What color do gumdrops come in? I guess it should be a blue gumdrop, right? Because for eye color. The other big challenge is I'm also not looking at any pictures, because in my mind I know the shape of a gumdrop, right? And because I know that they're kind of a wedge shape. So I have to work out the shape of this as I'm painting, and that one's too wet to do too much with. And they're not going to be black. I'm just trying to get the shape here. May have to end up going back over his face to kind of shape these a little better, because I don't want them huge. Let's go to the big brush. All right, I got to let this dry a minute. All right, my hat's dry. Let me come back up here. I just needed a little bit more highlights of white on this. Gumdrop eyes. Let me see. How can we do these? I'm also considering the angle that I'm looking at these too. Yeah, I think that's what it needs to be. Well, I say that. What paint? Gonna let some of that blue be on his face just to give some expression. Gotten windy out here this afternoon, or is it afternoon? I guess this morning, but it's afternoon now. Need them both to kind of go the same angle. I got that one off a little bit. Now I'm going to reshape these eyes a little bit and get the color I want. I don't think that's the color I want. I think I want it different blue. I don't think that's a gumdrop color, do you? Let's go. So I was doing a little bit of red in my blue to kind of make it a warmer blue, but I think it needs to be. And when you're only working with one blue, sometimes it takes a lot to really get different shades that you want. So there's a lot of learning of like what's a warmer blue, what's a cooler blue. So now, I don't know if you can see the difference between this blue and this blue, so you can't too much on maybe the video, but I can definitely see it. And also I'm beginning to paint really thick, and I need to let this dry. I need to go another little bit of yellow in there, and I want to go a little lighter. I don't know. I know what I'll do. Get the blue I want, and then this painting's taken longer than I had planned. So I got one shape the way I want, the other one's not at all right. So I'll just have to do some more shaving down of my gumdrop on the other one. Sometimes there is a point where like you a different blue, so I'm only making blues from this one blue that I have, but I know an ultramarine blue might be a color that would work for this, but I guess I'm just have a certain blue. Now I know how you guys feel sometimes when you have a certain color in your mind and you're just like, okay, this is wet here. Trying to lift this up, and my paint is coming up from trying to smooth it out so it can dry better. And it changed the color because it wasn't dry, so it was pulling up the color underneath. Okay. See, I don't like painting with my little brush as much because I'm like, some of those little lines, they don't smooth out as nicely. And so that's why I do as much as I can with my big brush. Then I come back with my little brush. I definitely needed to make my stripes for my candy cane a little bit. I think I should go beyond his face. What do you think? Should he go out farther? Maybe not. It'll be okay. Gotta make sure my brush isn't, when I rinse it out, I gotta get the water out of it because it wants to just leave little puddles of watery paint rather than the paint being what I want it to be. Dang it. I'm really being vulnerable with this painting with you guys. I feel like it's these little details. This is like why I think I like to paint less precise. It's way more forgiving. It's going to be cute though. Alright, so I need a little bit of shadow around his nose so it kind of has something that's anchored to, so it doesn't just look like a candy cane floating there. So I use this blue color again for my shadow, and I can still use that around the eyes too, so I don't want it quite that dark. And then I put a shadow because it's not flat on his face, so I'm kind of angling out. So if you're local, I've been talking about, so we're having a Santa's workshop out here at the studio on December 5th. It's a Sunday from 3 to 7. And we're going to have these like 5 different painting projects you can pick from at $10 each. You can paint these little paintings, these little mini paintings. I'll be here to help you. You can paint those, any ones that I've done, at $10 each. I have wood signs, wood boards that you can stencil. I have stencils for like Merry Christmas, December 25th, different things on those that you can pick from for $10. Little 8x8 wooden signs, little the wood sayings and stuff that are cute. Great for decor. Great for making gifts. And then what else we got? We got glass ornaments that we're going to have where you can do alcohol ink in them. It makes these really cool designs, and those are 2 for $10. We have cute little gnome or Santa paintbrushes that hang on the tree that are super cute. And we'll be posting, so be watching. So we'll be sharing a lot about this over the next week and a half. And then greeting cards that you can watercolor on. I'll have some different things you can paint up for those, where you can like transfer the outline on it and then paint it in. So I'll just kind of help you with watercolor a little bit, which is so fun. And I want to say there was something else. I think that was it, maybe. But it's December 5th, and Santa's gonna be here, so bring kids, and they can get a picture with Santa. He's gonna be here from 5 to 6. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I'll have like hot chocolate. And oh, if you come, if you bring a dozen cookies, you can get one project you can do for free. So if you bring a dozen cookies, you can do, one of these little mini paintings for free. I also have my paintings for sale here. You can get gift cards. Just do your own artsy little things and shop. Nothing better than getting art stuff for Christmas. And if you're not local, my mind is working all the time trying to think of good ideas for you guys that aren't local. But, well, you guys can just paint these off of this. All right, I need to get his face a little whiter around that. Okay, so there is, oh, that looks cute. I like it. I think I like it. Okay, now he needs a mouth. I thought about doing little chocolate chips, but I'm afraid they're going to look like little poop emojis if I did that. So I don't think I'm going to do chocolate chips. But I don't know if anybody's watching, and I need something over here. I think I'm going to go back and do the little wooden spoon. I was getting ready to do a wooden spoon if you didn't notice that. And then I thought, no, I'm going to do a little sucker. But I think since I got candy on his face, I think he needs a little wooden spoon. So let me come back and make some brown. And I need it to be light. Because I don't want it to be hard to see on this. There we go. Hard to see on this canvas. Even though he's not going to have his hand up there holding it. I hope it'll make sense. Sometimes it's just about the shading to get it to look like what you want it to look like. A little chunk of paint on there. I'll let that dry and then I'll come back and shade it a little bit. Give it that dimension. Yeah, that looks like a little spoon. I just got to figure out his mouth. If anybody's still watching, you got any ideas for mouth? What kind of candy would be cute for the mouth? Let me think about it a minute. I feel like he needs a little bit more color as I put more white on there, but just a little. I need to leave these candy cane stripes alone. I keep trying to fix them, and I just keep Alright, so I think for one he needs a little bit more of a shadow under his hat, and I need to like work on his face a little bit just to get it a little bit lighter. So did I get more white? Nope. Yeah, I did right there. Well, I don't get my brush cleaned out very well, doesn't help. And then I want just a little bit more shadow under his hat, just a little bit, just to kind of pull that out just a little bit, so it doesn't look like it's just all one, all connected together like a solid piece. There's a hat on his head. Would licorice work? Hey Ingrid, I was thinking about that. Like the twisted, what is it, Twizzlers? I'm not sure what Twizzlers, or just a string of licorice. I guess it could just be a string of licorice. Alright, I do want to add, I think he needs some green on him is what he needs. And I was going to do red. I like red and white in my kitchen. But I think he needs some green too. Let me go back to my wooden spoon here for a minute. Who would have thought a little itty bitty snowman face would take this much time, but I am having fun. Except that I'm thinking of the pies that I need to be baking right now. Am I keeping you all from doing something? So you guys can just kind of watch this whenever. But, alright, there's my little wooden spoon. I just get kind of caught up with, supposed to have, oh, that looks good. Okay. Wooden spoon. Okay, so we need a mouth. Ingrid says a licorice mouth. And I feel like I need a little bit of green on them just to make them a little Christmassy. But what about M&Ms? Could do like little M&Ms. Let's try that. To add a green mouth. Is that gonna look weird to have a green mouth? I am painting way smaller than I sometimes care to. He's got a little mouth open. That looks cute. You're making pumpkin pies? Yes, that's what I'm going to go do next, Ingrid. What's everybody else's favorite Thanksgiving dessert? I was going to make a couple pumpkin pies and an apple crisp. My sister-in-law usually makes pecan pie, but they're not coming this year. I got too much water on my brush. Does it look funny having a green mouth? Who would have thought little circles would be so tedious? Let's see. I want one under. Ingrid, do you make your own pie crust? Cindy, you're in a meeting. That's funny. You'd much rather be painting, I'm sure, right? All right, that's all the mouth. Maybe one more. Should I do one more here? I think so. Now I could do little M's on my M&Ms, but I'm not going to. I have a little white paint pen, and if I did it, I would do it with that, because there'd be no way I'd be able to paint those little M's, but I'm not going to do it for this. So you could, whatever candy. I would love to see you guys do your own little snowman face. See what y'all come up with. It would be fun to see yours. So I'm hoping this is stirring up your creativity a little bit. I'm just finishing out a couple little things on his little M&M mouth. I need the shading under it so it looks like it's raised up. I really want to do something else on the hat, but I'm nervous to do it because I think I'm not that probably good at making it even, but you know what I want on the hat is some rickrack. You know what rickrack is? If you ever sewed, you would know what rickrack is. Those look like little bubbles now. Okay. Let me see if I can do this. I might be sorry. But I feel like I'm putting just a teeny bit of black on my red. Why? It just makes it a little deeper. Not very much, because you put very much in there, it's going to make it look purple. But I just want it a little darker red. Okay, let me see if I can do this. I don't know. I might be sorry. Not like sorry, because you know what? I can always cover it up. Brush is still a little bit too wet, which probably wasn't too bad to have it a little wet, but it starts losing the vibrancy of my color. Oh, I'm glad I did this. It's just hard when you stop and you have to restart again to reload your brush. Key is having enough paint on it to begin with. Cute. All right, I'm going to do another row, and then I'm going to call it quits, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to bake pumpkin pies, and I'm going to enjoy, well, I will send out an email. Here's another thing. If you guys are watching and you are not on my email list, please get on it, because I just messed it up there, but that's okay. Facebook is not that reliable. So if you guys want like these little videos sent to you that I do, I give you all kinds of fun little freebies. Sometimes I offer paintings out of Heart Club for you, which I have one going on now that you can paint along with for like $20. So it's a really good deal. I just bring out, so if you're not like wanting to do a monthly membership type thing or anything like that, you just want, oh, I like that painting, I wish I could do it, because I can't do all the paintings all the time. Those aren't quite even, but yeah, he's super cute. What do you think, you guys? My little, oh, he's so cute. I love him. So I have Sleepy Snowman and I have Sweetie Snowman. What do you think? Cute. Anyways, make sure I have your email, because I'll be sending this out. But anyways, once I get my email done with this on there, happy Thanksgiving, you guys. I am checking out. Hi, Karen. I'm checking out we're going to just take the rest of the weekend off. I know sometimes we have to still follow up definitely with you guys' emails when you have questions and stuff like that. But other than that, Ingrid is my assistant, by the way. Amazing brain for me. Keeps me organized, helps me organize all my creative ideas, and that makes them happen, because a lot of times those things stay in my head and I never make them come to life. Like the Santa's workshop, I've always wanted to do that, and so we're doing it this year. So you guys have a happy Thanksgiving and have fun painting this, or paint whatever, and I'll be back next Wednesday for another live, and I'll probably do one more. I think I'm going to do one more, and I'm thinking I'm going to do one more for the nature one. But man, this little snowman's so cute. I might want to do another little snowman one. Who knows? So, all right, you guys, have fun. This ended up being a little longer than I planned, but who can help it when you're painting, right? So, anyways, we'll talk to you soon.